morning, everyone. We are going to work on some symmetry today. And I know that you guys have had an assignment kind of like this in class, but it's such a fun one and you can be very creative. So I've got a piece of paper. This is not watercolor paper, even though we're gonna watercolor. It's a thick construction paper because I need to fold it in half, and the watercolor paper that I have will actually break if I fold it in half. So I'm gonna start out by folding this in half, and that will provide us with our symmetry. So you're just gonna fold it in half like this. Okay, and now we've got a line right up the middle that we can work on. So we're going to take a pastel and a pencil, and we're gonna start working on our butterfly. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just go right up the middle of my line, and I'm gonna do the body of my butterfly, okay? Now, this is not perfect. I'm just freehand drawing it, and you guys can be as creative as you want. If you wanna pull out a picture of a butterfly and copy it, however you wanna do it. So I'm just gonna freehand draw the body of the butterfly, and you can see it's right over the middle of the line. So some of it's on this side, some of it's on that side. And then I'm gonna take my pencil and I'm gonna come right here a little bit below the head of the butterfly, and I'm just gonna come out here and just do a little bit of a butterfly wing, okay? And then I'm gonna come at the bottom, and I'm gonna come down like this and do another butterfly wing. I don't like the way that attached, so I think we'll just kind of go like this. Okay, so then I'm gonna take my pastel, okay, and I'm just going to color my wing pretty hard, because this is gonna create a barrier for me for my watercolors. And I'm basically just tracing my pencil line, but if there's something you didn't like in your pencil line, you can also just be fixing that as you go. So if maybe it wasn't curved enough for you, or you didn't like the curve that you made, or whatever. So you can just fix it as you go, because we're gonna paint right over it, so it's okay. And then you can come back in and thicken it. All right, and then I'm going to start adding in my butterfly wing design. So I'm gonna go like this, and then like this, and maybe like this. Okay, so that's my butterfly wing design for the top. And then for the bottom, let's see. You can do anything you want because butterflies have really cool wings. So I'm just gonna do just a couple pattern shapes, so it's interesting, because when we paint it, it'll look really nice. So now I've got half of my butterfly drawn, and since it's pastel, I can come through, and it's nice and dark, I can come through, fold my butterfly drawing, and then basically I can push on it, and you can come in with a pencil, and if you can see the shaded parts where your butterfly is drawn, you can just come in and trace it with your pencil eraser, because what you want is for some of this to transfer over. You can also just do like this with your pencil eraser, and then when you open it back up, you can see the shape of your butterfly. So I'm just gonna push hard on it, and then you can see the shape of our butterfly on the other side. It's very faint, but it's enough that I can trace it with my pastel. So now I'm gonna come in, and I'm basically just gonna trace the exact same design on this side as best I can. Now, nothing's perfect, even nature. So if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, okay? You're You're not gonna make it through your life without making mistakes. There's always gonna be times when you're gonna do something that you think, oh, I messed it up, but you didn't mess it up because you're giving it more and more character. You're adding in some neat things. You're making it interesting to look at. Let's see. I can see this one. Can't really see that one. There we go. So you can tell I found a place where I really couldn't see the line well enough. So I just closed it and went over it again with my hand. No big deal. And then I'm trying really hard not to touch my parts of my painting that have the pastel, because it'll get on my fingers and then I'll transfer it everywhere. So here we go. And we're just gonna keep on going. Tracing our lines. And then when you're done, you're just gonna trace the body. So I needed to put my finger there quite a few times, so I'm just gonna trace the body and try and connect those lines so that I can stop our paint from going into the body. Here we go. So what we have now is a symmetrical butterfly. How pretty. All right, looks awesome. So now I'm gonna get my paints and we're gonna start painting. All right, we're ready to paint. So I've got out my watercolors here. I'm gonna go ahead and spray them just to get them started. That way they're ready whenever I'm ready. And then I'm going to grab my wet paintbrush. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can either do wet on dry, and then the paint will not move, or you can do wet on wet. So I'm gonna try it out wet on wet because I've never watercolored on this exact paper before and I wanna see how it goes. So I'm just gonna wet this one piece here, this one little section, and then I'll add in, let's see, let's start with purple, my favorite, okay? We'll just paint it. Yeah, it dries really fast on this paper, so I'm just going to only do wet on dry from now on because it dries too fast. So what you're gonna do is as soon as you paint on this guy over here, you're gonna do the same over here. That way it stays the same, okay? And stays symmetrical. I'll move my water. Now your pastels will naturally create a border. So if you're using watercolor paper and you want to do wet on wet, you can do that. Because this is construction paper that I chose to use, I need to do it wet on dry. So I don't need to worry about keeping my colors separated on the paper. So my next color, I think I will do a nice soft green. That'll be really pretty. And I'll do it here. And you're just gonna start painting your butterfly. And you can use any colors you want. You can use all different shades of the same color. I'm gonna make mine a bit of a rainbow butterfly just because I love how colorful butterflies are. And I'm the artist and I can do anything I want, just like you. So I'm going to make mine all multicolor. So I'm done with that one. And I'll just come over here with the exact same color and just keep on going. And as you continue, you just wet your brush and you can pull these colors down and try and keep the same pattern that you used when you were painting it, so it's as close as possible. do red here. This is kind of a pinky red. That's pretty. And it almost has a stained glass look when you have this black surrounding it. It looks really great. Ooh, my colors are drying out. Because this is construction paper and not watercolor paper, it's really absorbing my paint so fast that I can barely even move it. I think I might do one more in this pink color. So while I've got it wet, I'm gonna come up here . Okay, and then another one. And we're just gonna keep on going. Keep painting. Beautiful. All right, let's do some blue. All right, I think I'll do blue here. One of the examples I saw of this butterfly, she used all different shades of the same color. So she constantly mixed new colors out of her colors. So she would take maybe this blue here, and then she'd add a little bit of white to it, and then a little more white, and then a little more white. And so each one kept getting lighter and lighter and lighter all the way across her butterfly. It was beautiful. And I know we're a little bit more limited on time. She had quite a while to work on hers. Okay, let's see. I think I will do an orangey red. I'll put it here. This is also fun if you wanted to make art for your bedroom wall. You could pick all your favorite colors. Or if you wanted to make a gift for your brother or sister or your mom or your dad or your grandparent or your learning coach, you could really be creative and use the colors that that person loves the most. Like for me, you know I'm going to use a lot of purple because that's my favorite color. And I love adding lots of purple into my art. Go. I also like the way it looks when you keep in the same color families in a section. So I may do kind of a dark purpley blue right here. Draw these guys together. I saw another example where she just worked her way across the rainbow. So it started out yellows and then it worked its way darker on the edges, and that was nice looking too. I just like to use my creativity and really push my limits. Art is so nice because it's really a place where you have all the control. You get to make all the decisions about the colors you use, the shapes you make, and you can do anything you like. And there's a lot of freedom in that. How about a nice dark green here, right here on this inside? And then while it's wet, if you want to, you could even come in with a different color and really mix it up. If you want to make it even darker or give it a little bit of a yellow hue, you can do that too. Just add your colors together. You can go back and color over it again. That would make it even darker if you want to get an even darker color. The biggest thing you need to be focused on as you're working on this is just making sure that if you do one, you do the second one. All right, and then I'm right up against this little body of our butterfly. So I want to make sure that dries before I come in and actually paint his body. Great. Looks so nice. Okay, so I'm gonna do this kind of weird greeny yellow that I have. I'm gonna put it right here. It's such a strange color, and I really like it. Kind of a kiwi color. And it's a great transition to another color family. I can go right into yellows if I want, or oranges. There we go. So then we'll go into, let's see, a really buttery yellow here. Nice and bright. And here, keep getting turned around because it's backwards. There we go. Lovely. Okay. All right, 3 more. This is getting exciting. I like to see it all come together. Let's see. We haven't done any orange, so let's do this peachy orange color right here. The nice thing too about your colors matching on side to side is that if your shape isn't exactly perfectly symmetrical, it kind of fakes your eye into thinking that it's pretty perfect. Okay, so let's see. Decisions. I think I will go with this dark orange right here. And I'm gonna do a surprise purple for our last one because it's my favorite. And it's really dark. I think that'll look nice right here on the edge. All right. Here we go. All right, next. And because I'm the artist and I can do whatever I want, I really like this color purple. And so that is going to be the color of my cute little guy's body. And that will bring it all together. And if you want to, you can come in with a little black, just kind of dot it in there and make it a really dark, kind of a muddy purple. Or you can do brown or silver or anything you like. And then, if you really want to go further, you can take your beautiful dry butterfly and you can watercolor around the edges. I'm going to leave it just like this because I love the color pops, but you're the artist and you can do anything you want. I hope you've had a fun time working on our symmetrical butterfly, and I'll see you next week.